Okay, so what's the right snare height for a drummer to sit at? It's completely open-ended. There's no answer to it. It depends on your body shape, your body size, and the way that you play. And also what you want to get out of the snare drum. Okay, so it's not one size fits all. As I've said in my other ergonomic videos that I've done, it's not as simple as looking at your favorite drummer and then doing what they do. That's not how it works. So what I'm going to do is show you an example of what it's like when it's low, really high, and what is right for me and the reasons why it's right for me, and I think it will help you out. Let's just get going, alright? Okay, so right here, this snare height is exactly how I want my snare drum for my body type, for what I want to get out of the snare drum in terms of the sounds and all that stuff that suits me. This is exactly where I like it. This stick, if I put it right up here, it's just under my belly button. Don't mind the hopper there. Okay? But so right here, that's exactly why I like it here. And the reason is because when I play, I can play the tip of the stick from a nice relaxed position. Notice the shoulders down. This is coming down here, 90 degrees, and watch the fall of the wrist. So the wrist is just falling down, okay? It doesn't have to be up, or it doesn't have to be too far down. It's just when I relax my elbows and kind of not tense up, but just let this do its thing here, the wrist falls over, okay? It just falls slightly. And I can also hit the rim shots. So if I want to hit a rim shot, I can. If I want to hit the tip of the stick, I can, which is really, really good. All right, now when I'm also playing like a full beat, so if I'm playing over here and I want to play the ghost notes, it's very easy for me to do that. It's literally effortless, especially when I've got that, when I've got this nice position here. One of the things that I think is most beneficial about this, and why coming up a little bit higher for me suits me, is if you look at where this is the relaxed pose that I'm in, and you probably can't see it because it's a little too far away, but from the tip of the stick to the drum is roughly an inch. Okay, so if I sit normally like this, everything's fine and dandy, and I play the note and it's a soft note. Okay, so I start from a soft note, which is really, really important for me. Because if I want to get louder, then I have to intentionally, move my wrists to get a little bit louder. I'm intentionally pushing forward with my sound. I would rather start from a very soft sound, which would be from here, so that you're not loud, and then push that further, make that go a lot louder. If you want to, at least you have the option. If it's down too low, you can't really do that. So this for me just ideal. Again, if I'm playing cross stick, there's not a hunch over. I can go from cross stick to here. There's no change in my body from where I'm sitting. So try and think about that. Because this suits me here, doesn't mean it's going to suit you there, because your body is different, as I've explained. It's very, very important to try different things out. You've got to make that work for you. If your body type may need to bring it down, or your playing style may need to bring it up, it depends. Also, if you're just hitting out rim shots the whole time, you don't need to play the tip of the stick. Well, then you don't need to do any of that. It's up to you. You can then decide which one suits you the best. Okay, so what I've done, I've brought the snare way down now. It's at quite a low height. I've seen drummers play even lower, but for me and my body shape and what I want to get out of this snare drum in terms of sounds and things like that, it's far too limiting. And what I mean by that is when I pick up the drumstick and play, I'm pretty much only able to play the tip of the stick. Okay, so that's it. Because if I want to play, say, a rim shot, so I go for the rim shot and straight away I'm going to hit my thigh with my hand as I'm coming down, trying to make that proper rim shot. I've seen drummers like they move their leg in order to do the actual the hit of the drum. I don't want to move anything. I just want it to be right there so I can play the tip of the stick or get the rim shot. That's what I want. I want to be able to do that at any given time while I'm playing on the drum. Now, another thing I want you to just notice is that when it's down very low, you can see I'm rested there at the shoulder, comes down, it's fine, but look at the big steep angle, okay? That's not what I want. And just remember that if your snare is very low, that's what you're going to get. And then also look at this, from the hand all the way to the tip of the stick, okay? Right there, if I'm resting, all right? So I'm resting there, and from the tip of the stick down to the skin, you're talking a good 3 inches, all right? So from that point. Now, that's not a bad thing. It mightn't be a good thing either. It depends what you want out of it. Because straight away, if you're 3 inches or 4 inches away from the drum, you're gonna be slightly louder. So if you want to actually make a softer sound, you have to bring it down. Okay, you have to bring your hand down more than actually the resting height, which would be here. Quick sideline, let's talk about the angle. That is really, really important, and it's worth talking about and thinking about what you're actually doing with the angle. For me, I generally like to keep it 90 degrees. Why? Because I can get the tip of the stick and I can get the rim shot nice and loud. Okay, some people, and when I say some, a lot, people do the slight angle, all right, which is a slight angle up like this, and that's really, really cool because you can then get your tom to be slightly angled up, and when you play everything together, there's a real nice flow to everything. Just remember that, don't make that angle too angular, don't make it too sharp, because the problem is you're going to get a nice tip of the stick, but it's going to be very difficult for you to get a rim shot. Phil Collins back in the 70s, you want to see some of the angles he had. I mean, he wasn't hitting a lot of rim shots back then, but that's the one thing that you've got to think about. Now, the other way, some people put it, it's gotten very, very popular, it's the old style, when you have it slightly angled away from you. Of course, this was originally made for a traditional grip, because you can see the way it flows down right there. So you can get the tip of the stick, and you can also get the rim shot when you're playing in tradition. But a lot of people play it that way now, and you can't argue with it, because you can really get two things. You can get the tip of the stick, no problem, and you can get the rim shot. The one thing I will say is that you are stiffening, not stiffening, you're arching that hand a little bit more to make the tip of the stick noise, and even to get the rim shot. But look, you can't really argue with it, because if you have it in the right spot here and it flows down nicely, there's not much I can say about it. Again, none of this is wrong or right, these are just things to think of. Okay, so obviously it's comically large in terms of height, but I just want to make a point of this. If you have seen any drummer, check out Todd Zuckerman. He doesn't have it this high, but he does a great explanation of this. So check him out. I'm sure you've seen him before. But if it's at this height, you've got a problem. So if I play the tip of the drumstick, look at the hands, look in terms of where my shoulder is. My shoulder has to kind of come up a little bit more than it would normally would. It feels like there's tension there. The angle coming up, I thought, would be a little bit more sharper, but it's again, it's not doing what it's not feeling correct. And also the curve from the forearm to the arm, so to the hand, I should say, it's diving in rather than just being nice and relaxed. Okay, so, and the same goes for if I'm playing the rim shot. I'm getting way too much of the rim, and it's just not comfortable to play. It's really not, because even when I hit the rim, I feel like I'm getting the index finger and pushing it down in order to make the contact with the surface of the skin. Also, check it out. So if I'm sitting here like this, and that's how I rest on the drum kit, look at me. I mean, right there, I'm gonna get my shoulders very, very tired. I'm tense there. That's not comfortable. It's not. You're not gonna be able to play for a long period like that. Now, conversely, if you put it into traditional grip, it's a joy. You can really, it's very, very comfortable to play. Now, of course, when I'm playing a groove, that's not going to be nice to play, but when it's just here in front of me, that's really, really nice. But really, you're not going to be, you're not so much limiting yourself this time, but you're just setting yourself up to make an awful lot of mistakes in terms of when you want to hit the actual tip of the stick. Are you going to hit the rim? When you hit the rim, to get a rim shot, are you going to get just all rim? You're actually going to hit the skin. So it's just not a very comfortable way, because it's way too high. Now again, I'm going to say the same thing I said the last time. This isn't wrong, this isn't right. it's basically what suits your body type. Very important to try these things out, because you're not going to be able to get there unless you try them out. Again, every body type is different, and every playing style is different. So experiment, see what works for you. Anyway guys, I hope that helped. Take it easy. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Guys, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, and if you like what you're seeing here today, you can see a lot more videos. Just click on any of them here on the screen.